The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions in the past, present, and or future. Hello. Let's see where the camera is today. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 18th day of September 2024. We go back. I gotta look here. No, we're actually now ahead of real life. We're ahead of the replay. We're playing the games of Friday, September 16th, 1988, and we are in Cincinnati for what could be the end of the road for the Los Angeles Dodgers in this replay. The Reds are 86 and 59. This is game 146. There are 16 games. Why are we doing it? 16 games left to go. The Dodgers, this is game 145. The Reds have a healthy lead, as you'll see when we get to the middle of the fourth inning. In real life, on this day, September 16th, 1988, Tom Browning pitched a perfect game against the Dodgers. Now, we don't normally do replays of real games because they don't happen, and I think that, Mr. D. Scott Howard has paid me a considerable sum of money. No, he hasn't. To make sure that the Reds don't have a perfect game. But the Dodgers are at the point at 81 and 63 where they really can't afford to be losing to the Reds. Reds win here. It's a 5-game margin, and we won't be showing it many more of those. So the Reds are in the driver's seat. It will be the New York Mets that one of these two teams will be playing. They have clinched a tie for the East on this September 16th. So the next Mets win or St. Louis loss gives the Mets the division. So the Mets are pretty much in the American League. If you were with us at the end of yesterday's stream, it's a mess, and Oakland isn't even out of it yet. The Twins just have come down off their perch, and Kansas City's just playing really good ball. So that's the setup for you today. It'll be Tim Belcher going for the Dodgers, Tom Browning looking for his 19th win of the year for the Cincinnati Reds. And I'm not sure why the title text thing came up when I opened it up. It gave me the Patreon link, so who knows. That's it for you. It's the Red Sox. It's the Reds and the Dodgers from Friday night, September 16th, 1988. Next! As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1988. Tonight, from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio, it is the Cincinnati Reds and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And tonight's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com. Hopefully that website's fixed. Your home on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. How you doing? Forever remain 1990. Let me make sure that scene pops up. It does! How about that? You're looking live at Riverfront Stadium. It is a gorgeous night, 72 degrees, winds right to left at 11 miles an hour. And let's tell you about Tom Browning, as I forget how to use this game. Browning making his 33rd start of the year. He is 18-9 with a 3.09 ERA. He is 28 years old, fastball at 85, and an extreme fly ball pitcher. He is third in the National League in wins. This is his 5th start against Los Angeles. 29 innings, 23 hits, 13 runs, 11 of those earned. He has walked 9 and struck out 15. If you're a Dodger fan, the good news is you've beaten Browning twice. He's 1-2 with a 3.41 ERA. The bad news is, A, this is the night he threw a perfect game, and B, overall the Dodgers are hitting 209 off him. I'm doing all right. How you doing? Hooterville baseball, rooting for the Reds. Browning last pitched in L.A. 5 days ago in a 5-2 loss. Over 6 innings, he threw 91 pitches, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Overall, Browning, 236 innings, 187 hits, 93 runs, 81 earned, 27 home runs allowed. He's walked 56, and struck out 124. Hooterville baseball, is that something we find at the Junction? Petticoat Junction. So here's how the Dodgers line up. Alfredo Griffin lays off at short. Mickey Hatcher is at first. He'll bat second. It's between Pixley. Okay. Kirk Gibson in left will go third. Mike Marshall cleans up in right. John Shelby motors to center, batting fifth. Jeff Hamilton at third will bat sixth. Rick Dempsey behind the plate will go seventh. I don't know what got into Tommy Lasorda, but Steve Sachs is batting eighth in this one. And Tim Belcher on the mound batting ninth. Browning 115 on a decent day. That can get you the route. We'll see. Oh, Pixie is that town. See, I'm not that old. Everyone hates in Petticoat Junction and Green Acres. But remember, Green Acres is the place to be. Cal Daniels is a 4 and a 6 in left as we set the Reds defense for you. Eric Davis, a 10 and a 2 in center. Paul O'Neill is a 5 and a 7 in right. Steve Sachs of Simpsons fame, yes. Amongst other things. Mattingly shave. Chris Sabo is a 7 at third. Barry Larkin a 7 at short. Ron Oster a 6 at second. Nick Osaski a 4 at first. Jeff Reed behind the plate. He is a 7 and a 4. Browning is a 7 on the mound. He is a .927 fielding percentage. Alfredo Griffin steps in at 202, 4 triples and 15 RBI. And this, again, it's big for both teams. The Reds, an NLCS between the Reds and the Mets gets more increasingly likely by the day. This is a must-win game for the Dodgers. Griffin swings a ground ball over the mound. Larkin has it, throws to Osaski, and that's how this one starts. 1 out. Don Mattingly lives in your town, and when you run into him, you're going to go ask about Mr. Burns. He's a bench coach in Toronto now, isn't he? Mickey Hatcher is not. He's hitting .311, a home run, and 30 RBI. Browning deals, and Hatcher ground ball to Larkin. Barry throws to first. 2 out. Kirk Gibson hitting .270, lefty versus lefty here. 25 homers and 86 RBI. Regardless of whatever happens with the Dodgers over the remainder of this replay, you can't blame Gibson. Yeah, Toronto, okay. Him and his wife run a charity in town here and raise their... Nice! Cool beings. And Kirk does rock. Pitch to Gibby. There's a high fly ball to right. Back goes O'Neill to the track, and there's no perfect game here. It's 1-0 LA. So the Dodgers break out in front. That's Gibson's 26th of the year. Again, Kirk single-handedly trying to keep the Dodgers in the race. Had his eye on the ball there, absolutely. So Hooterville obviously is from the GTA. Here's Mike Marshall at .270, 19 homers and 84 RBI. Scotty can breathe now. No perfect game. Browning deals. Marshall strikes out, and they'll take care of business. Dodgers get the solo homer from Gibson. And that's it. After half an inning, it's LA 1, Cincinnati coming up. And a tall order here for Tim Belcher. Belcher making his 24th of 27 starts, 12 and 8 on the year, a 2.80 ERA. Tim is 27, fastball at 91 and a ground ball pitcher. Against the Reds, he's made 3 starts and has beaten them twice. 24 innings, 18 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 16. 2-1 with a 1.88 ERA. So Belcher has been successful against these Reds. In fact, 5 days ago, he beat them 5-2. 8 innings, 105 pitches, 7 hits. Both the runs were earned and he struck out 4. Overall for Tim, 173 in the third, 127 hits, 59 runs, 54 of them earned, 11 homers. He's walked 47 and struck out 140. Here's how the Reds will line up. Barry Larkin will lead off at short. Chris Sabo at third will bat second. Keeping the home fires burning, Cal Daniels in left will go third. Eric Davis is in center field. He'll clean up. Paul O'Neill is in right. He'll bat fifth. Nick Asaski at first goes sixth. Jeff Reed behind the plate will bat seventh. Ron Oster at second batting eighth. Tom Browning on the mound goes ninth, and Belcher can give you 8 on a good day. Defensively for the Dodgers, Kirk Gibson a 5 and a 3 in left. John Shelby a 5 and a 5 in center. Mike Marshall a 2 and a 6 in right. Jeff Hamilton is a 4 at third. Alfredo Griffin a 7 at short. Steve Sachs a 4 at second. Mickey Hatcher is a 7 at first. Mickey has had his issues here on the stream playing first base. Dempsey a 5 and a 5 behind the plate, and Belcher is a 7 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Kirk Gibson solo homer in the top of the inning took care of Tom Browning's perfect game. Scotty? Larkin at 272, 11 homers and 57 RBI. Captain Carl, how are you, Bobby? Pitch to Larkin. And there's a liner past Sachs into center field. So the leadoff hitter is on for Chris Sabo, who has stolen 51 bases on this replay, hitting 261, 7 homers, and 63 RBI. Throw to first, and Larkin is back. New patch out, by the way, for Action PC Baseball today, and we're actually using it. In fact, he's released 2 in the last 2 days. Larkin has 41 steals on the year. He goes. Dempsey throws down to Sachs, and for Larkin, that's number 42. So he has exceeded his real-life total. So he's in scoring position, a 1 strike count to Sabo, and nobody out. Pitch to Sabo. There's a high fly ball left center. Shelby tracks it down. Larkin will hold at second. 1 out. Throw went to third. Here's Cal Daniels at 300, 20 homers and 75 RBI. Scotty says he's pretty sure Arnold Ziffler was a Dodger fan. And since Green Acres was filmed at Desilu in Hollywood, if he wasn't, he'd be appearing in his next act as a Dodger dog, right? Pitch to a throw back to second, and Larkin's back. So that's pretty good. They did a pick off a throw at second. Now he worries about Daniels, and Cal strikes out. How about that? A 1-2 fastball got him to chase one out of the zone. So 2 out for Davis. Eric at 298, 30 homers, and 109 RBI. Belcher's pitch. There goes Larkin. He's going to score as Davis rips one in the hole past Griffin. Larkin going to run on Gibby's arm. The throw to the plate. Actually, that's going to be closer than I thought, but Larkin's in there. Dempsey put the tag down, but the hand was already past the plate, and we're tied at 1. And those Dodger fans are probably staying at the Shady Rest Hotel. Being checked out by June Lockhart now. June's still with us, by the way. She's 98. Paul O'Neill is hitting 273, 17 homers, and 78 RBI. You know, on the Fortnite bingo card this morning, I didn't have a conversation about Petticoat Junction being on there, but you just never know. Pitch to O'Neill. Struck him out. Belcher strikes out 2, but the damage is done. Reds get a run on 2 hits. They leave on a runner, and after 1, it's 1-1. So John Shelby, Jeff Hamilton, and Rick Dempsey here to face Browning in the second. John at 263, 6 homers and 41 RBI. Browning deals. Shelby pops this one in the left. Daniels retreats. He's there. 1 out. Jeff Hamilton hitting .215. That's not good. 10 homers and 30 RBI. Browning delivers. Ground ball to Larkin. Barry scoops it up. Throws to first. And Hamilton is retired. 2 out. For Rick Dempsey, can't blame Dempsey either for what the Dodgers did. He's had some monster games here at the end. Hitting .296. 4 homers and 15 RBI. Browning from the line, and Dempsey gives the Dodgers the lead. Just like that. High and deep to left, and there wasn't a blessed thing that Daniels could do but turn and watch it go. So 2 solo home runs for the Dodgers. The first by Gibson, the second by Dempsey. And it's 2-1 L.A. He just roped that down the line, and it hit the foul pole. So the Dodger fans in attendance whoop it up. Here's Steve Sachs hitting .287, 6 homers and 39 RBI. Browning in real life gave up 36 home runs. On the replay, it's up to 29. Pitch to Sachs. In the right, O'Neill in the corner will make the catch, and that will do it. However, as soon as Scotty's done from passing out, he'll get all excited for you. Another solo home run. This time it's Rick Dempsey, and after an inning and a half, it's the Dodgers 2, the Reds 1. So Osaski, Reed, and Oster to face Belcher here in the second. Osaski hits a ground ball to third. Hamilton's there. Over to Hatcher. 1 out. For Jeff Reed, hitting .237. No homers and 6 RBI. Yep, the Dodger fan base whooping it up out there and left. Pitch to Reed. Ball 4. First walk from Belcher. Here's Oster. Ron at .273, 4 doubles and 11 RBI. Reed has no speed on first. Browning on deck. 1 out, 2-1 LA. Pitch to Oster. There's a ground ball to Belcher. He goes to Sachs for 1. Oster beats out the throw from Steve, and so it is a 1-4 fielder's choice. 2 out for Browning. Tom, for a pitcher, isn't bad. 129 and 3 RBI. Not a bunt situation, obviously, with 2 out. Browning grounds this one to first. Hatcher picks it up, takes it to the bag, and that will take care of the Reds. They'll strand a runner. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third. It's the Dodgers 2, the Reds 1. So Belcher, Griffin, and Hatcher to face Browning here in the third. Tim does have a home run on the year, oh, by the way, and has a 6.1% chance of hitting one here, which is higher than his batting average of .059, a home run and 4 RBI. Browning winds and deals, and Belcher strikes out. A 2-2 fastball swung on and missed. So opening 9 for Tom. The good news, if you're a Reds fan, and I don't see many Reds fans in here, 29 pitches, 2 1/3. Both the runs are earned. The hell was that? 2 hits, and both of those are solo homers. 1 from Gibson, 1 from Dempsey, and he has struck out 2. Alfredo Griffin 0 for 1, and he draws the walk. So full count curveball lost him. 1 on, 1 out for Mickey Hatcher, who was 0 for 1. Might be 2 here. Larkin has it. Oster 1. Saski for 2. And that is a 6-4-3 double play. So the Dodgers do not score, they do not get any hits, and there are no errors. And after 2.5, it is LA 2, Cincinnati 1. So top of the lineup to face Belcher here in the third, Larkin, Sabo, and Daniels. Tim opening 9, 43 pitches, 2 innings, 2 hits. The run is earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. That run was Barry Larkin, who started the game with a single, stole his 42nd base, and then scored. Slow chopper to Hatcher. He flips it over to Belcher, and Larkin is retired, 1 away. Chris Sabo was 0 for 1. Speaking of Fortnite, and, none of us are ever going to be in a Fortnite stream. Maybe Captain Carl, but not the rest of us. They have now released a Lego version of Fortnite. Pitch to Sabo. There's a ground ball to Griffin. Alfredo has it. Long throw to Hatcher. And Sabo is retired 2 away. Here's Cal Daniels. He struck out his first time up. Browning seems like Bert Blylev in the previous 2 seasons. An extreme gopher ball thrower. You never know who can uncork the perfect game, although Browning was an ace. You look at someone like Don Larson, and he was 56 and 57 in his career. For every time that a Roger Clemens or a Pedro Martinez couldn't get the job done, you get Dallas Braden. What's Fortnite? That is the right answer to that. It's a multiplayer game where you parachute in, and I believe the last one that survives wins. Pitch to Daniels. Struck him out. That's 3 for Belcher. Daniels chased a 2-2 curve, and we're through 3. Dodgers 2, Reds 1. So Gibson, Marshall, and Shelby to face Browning here in the 4th. Kirk hit his 26th of the year, his last time up. We've made the joke for years that people who stream Fortnite, because it's an extremely streamable game, aren't the audience for watching me play baseball from 1988. Pitch to Gibby. There's a slow chopper down to Asaski. Nick will give it over to Browning, and Gibson is out. So 1 away for Mike Marshall, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. There's a line drive to Larkin, 2 away. So Browning is settled in. It's not a perfect game, but he has settled in. John Shelby's 0 for 1. Line drive to Sabo, and the Dodgers go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after 3.5, it is LA 2, Cincinnati 1. And so, let me take a drink. All you need to know is the Mets are in the playoffs. The Reds' lead over the Dodgers is 4.5. And Cincinnati's magic number is 13. Now the Mets clinched a tie for the division. They beat Montreal today 9-4. Wally Backman had 4 hits. And earlier up at Wrigley, St. Louis kept their minimal hopes alive by beating the Cubs 4-3. Jose Oquendo had 3 hits. In the American League, Red Sox half a game over the Jays. Remember, the Red Sox had that game in hand, and the Tigers are 5 back. In the West, Kansas City's lead over Minnesota is 1 and 7.5 over Oakland. The Dodgers third in the National League in hitting at .255 and have the best pitching in the National League. I said the third in the American League. It's third in the National League, Ron. And the Dodgers have the best ERA in the National League at .293. Eric Davis, RBI single in the first. 1 for 1. Draws a walk. So Davis will wait for Belcher to throw over. Second walk from Tim. O'Neill is 0 for 1. Paulie struck out his first time up. Flings one over to Hatcher, and Davis is back. Now we're going to go. He throws it down to second. Griffin is there, and Davis is in with his 35th steal of the year. So, by and large, because Davis is the third Reds hitter to have over 30 steals, they played in the Pete Rose way. You run hard and just keep running after that. There's some power here, obviously. A one-strike count to O'Neill, but the Reds manufactured runs. Ground ball to Sachs. Steve has it, throws to first for the out. So Davis goes to third. He's a tying run. One out for Asaski, who is 0 for 1. $3,600 watching Sweden versus Paraguay over on Anna Kramling in the World Chess Olympiad. Anna and her mom both playing there. Take that, Fortnite. Ooh, ooh. I saw that Anna played a Grandmaster the other day and lost. Pia is such a trip. She gets so wrapped up into it. She is the Dick Vitale of chess announcers. Hooterville missed the, had to step away and came back to find more Petticoat and Green Acres talk. Pitch to Asaski. Nick grounds this one in the left, and this ball game is tied. So Gibby will throw it back in. It's 2-2. Asaski has good speed on first. I have a feeling up in that upper left deck there's a whole bunch of voodoo dolls. Jeff Reed walked his first time up. Have I played the 34 season before? I don't normally go that far back. The oldest one I've done on the channel was 49. Why do you ask? Dempsey and Belcher have a word. Tim's pitch popped up left side. Hamilton into foul territory. That's a rainmaker on this beautiful night. 1 out or 2 out for Ron Oster. Oster's 0 for 1. Throw back to first. Asaski isn't going anywhere. We'll hit and run. There goes Asaski. Lined into right field. That will drop in front of Marshall. So that backfires on the Dodgers. Asaski on his way to third. Marshall has a decent arm. It'll be cut off by Sachs. And the Reds have runners on the corners and 2 out for Tom Browning. My nose itches. So the good news for the Dodgers is that it's the pitcher. The bad news is the game is tied again. Close to buying 34 Strat and browse YouTube. What intrigues you about 34? I'm pretty sure J. Homer Bedlow was a Reds fan. Okay. Was that the town banker? Hooterville. Yeah, Cincinnati area. Gus is in a 34 action PC league. Pitch to Browning. Ground ball to Sachs. He'll go to second for the sure out there, and that'll do it. Reds, however, scratch out a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the 5th here at Riverfront. Dodgers 2, Reds 2. 34, lots of player managers, which you find very interesting, and I'm going to be a big fan of Dizzy Dean, who I think was a 30-game winner in 34. There's no wrong era. It's not dead ball anymore. I think the pitchers have a little more oomph to them than they do in the early 30s. Would you do a Gas House Gang replay? Is that your thinking? Just started up. Jeff Hamilton's 0 for 1. In the center, Davis, 1 out. For Dempsey, who homered his last time up, he hit his 5th of the year. Dodgers 2, the 2 hits, the solo homers from Gibson and Dempsey. And the Reds have 4 hits and a 2-2 tie. Browning's pitch. Davis, second verse, same as the first, 2 out. for Steve Sachs, who's 0 for 1. Gas House Gang or a full season. If you're going to do a full season replay, any of those pre-expansion ones work because it's just the 8 teams. Pitch to Sachs. Line drive to Larkin, and Barry's there or halfway home on a 75-degree day in Burlington, Vermont. Reds 2, Dodgers 2. Back in a moment. Well, if you joined us late, here's how we got here. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Dodgers in a game they have to win. The Reds, 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Here's how we got here. Kirk Gibson hit a solo shot off the foul pole and left in the first to make it 1-0. Eric Davis, an RBI single, tied the ball game in the first. In the second, Rick Dempsey said, "Oh, no, I'm hitting 1 too, his 5th of the year." Right after I talked him up. Once in a while it works. 2-1 Dodgers. But in the fourth, Nick Kosaski singled home Eric Davis to make it a 2-2 game. This is the Tom Browning real-life perfect game. He's gone 5 innings. The 2 hits, the 2 solo homers. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. Belcher, a 4-hitter through 4. He's given up 2 runs. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. In fact, in over 18 batters, 70 pitches, 4 innings. The 4 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Larkin singled to start the ball game for Cincinnati, stole second, and scored. You really can't go wrong with either strat or action. 34 was a fun season because Scotty remembers firsthand. That was mean, Ron. Favorite player is Ducky Medwick from the Cardinals, one of the best players throughout the decade and into the 40s. Have you done much on OOTP into that? Because you do a lot of OOTP. Captain Carl says, I think they need to do I need to strap on an imaginary hard hat because I'm replaying the 1930 season in replay. Oh my gosh. And, you know, the country was down in the toilet, but there was lots of scoring. My goodness. Pitch to Larkin. Barry pops it up. Left side. Griffin is there. 1 out. At some point, I will do a 30 season. I probably would do 38 or 39. Chris Sabo is 0 for 2. Slow ground ball. Hamilton actually was playing in on the corner. Throws to Hatcher, and Sabo is retired 2 away. For Cal Daniels, who has struck out twice. For Belcher, he is fan 3 overall. Pitch to Daniels. Cal, slow ground ball to Sachs. He throws it over to Hatcher, and that will take care of business. Reds go in order in the 5th. And after 5, it is Los Angeles 2, Cincinnati 2. 3:20 in the early going? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, 30 is not for the faint of heart. Scotty's done the 31 A's and the 41 Dodgers. Need to do some mid-30s. And Hooterville is a big fan of pre-World War II ball. Tim Belcher is 0 for 1. He has struck out. Browning starts the 6th. Got him again. A 1-2 fastball inside. 18 batters deep for Tom. 63 pitches, 5 1/3. 2 hits, 2 homers, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. I've played 49. You can watch a lot of that, Hooterville. We're going to do 56 next year. And Tracy Woodson's going to pinch hit for Alfredo Griffin. Woodson not much better. As a pinch hitter, 231 with an RBI. Overall, 258. 2 homers and 21 RBI. Bobby's looking to play 68 after that. How much of an offensive desert was there in 1968? The league's Major League Baseball as a whole hit 237. Pitch to Woodson. There's a fly ball to left. Daniels has it for the out. It's like, you know, taking the Goodies headache powder after you've been up and running around all night. Mickey Hatcher is 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play. And yet 68 is the opposite of 1930. Goodness gracious. Hatcher to third. Sabo has it by the line. Throws to Osaski. And that will retire the side. Dodgers go in order. The only 2 hits they've had, the solo homers. After 5.5, 2-2. Eric Davis has walked, singled, driven in his 110th run and scored. 51's intriguing. I looked at that. Scotty says, my dad had a cousin in Northwest Arkansas, grew up playing with the Dean brothers. Named his son Paul Dean. After his best friend's name is Daffy. Thing is, with 51, it's not much of a race in the American League. And the way that games work, I'm not sure that the Dodgers stay with the Giants. I mean, the Giants, remember, caught fire over the last 8 weeks of the season. I'm not allowed to talk about that, of course, because I'll get hit by a goat. Pitch to Davis. There's a ground ball to Sharpison, who comes in right away to play third. He'll throw to first, and Davis is out. So Mike Sharpison to 3 at short. Paul O'Neill is 0 for 2. He is struck out. Struck him out. That's 4 for Belcher. A full count fastball swung on and missed. So 2 out for Osaski. Nick is 1 for 2. He has singled and driven in a 62nd run. Base hit left field. Gibson will get it off the artificial surface. Osaski with a long turn around first. But he is back. 2 out now for Jeff Reed. Reed has walked and is 0 for 1. This one has been pretty tight. Osaski not going anywhere. Ripped down the line for a base hit. Marshall will gun it back into Sharpison at second. And Reed is in there. Osaski rounds third. And the Reds take a 3-2 lead. What a clutch hit with 2 out from Jeff Reed. Now Reed has my speed and made it easily into second base. So here's Ron Oster. Ron is singled. He's 1 for 2. 51 and 62 are interesting Dodgers seasons, Scotty says, because they came so close. That is true. Pitch to Oster. Struck him out, but much too little too late. Reds get a run. 2 hits. They've left on 5, and we go to the 7th here in Cincinnati. Baby, if you ever wondered, it's the Reds 3, the Dodgers 2. So Gibson, Marshall, and Shelby here to face Browning, who was cruising right along. Kurt homered off the foul pole in the first. He now has 26 on a year and driven in 87. Are you talking 1924 or 2024 there, Hooter, Bill? Pitch to Gibson. Struck him out. That's 4 for Browning. Someone brought up the point the other day, and it's absolutely true. Everybody in the American League Central, except for the White Sox, is above 500. Some of them are right near 500, but the other teams are above 500. Mike Marshall is over 2 with a K. But because the White Sox are on the horrible side of terrible, the division is 38 games under 500 as a total. Pitch to Marshall. To Larkin. In the hole. Has it. Has to hurry. Throws to Osaski. And Marshall is retired 2 away. John Shelby's 0 for 2. 1924. There's a lot of big dogs. George Sisler, Babe Ruth. I think it's too early for Gehrig, isn't it? Out of Columbia. Shelby's 0 for 2. Fly ball, left center. Davis will make the catch. Stretch time. Jesse Orozco coming in. 3-2 Reds. We got the right word mark today. I don't know what the heck was going on the other day, but when I popped it open this morning, yep, it's all there. Jesse Orozco is 0-4. He has a 2.49 ERA, 47th appearance. He's 31, throws a slider at 91. He last pitched 4 days ago against the Braves in a 5-3 win. He faced one batter and retired him on 2 pitches. 47 innings overall, 34 hits, 14 runs, 13 earned, 2 homers. He's walked 27 and struck out 35. It'll be Browning, Larkin, and Sabo here in the 7th. Tom is 0 for 2. Orozco slided in the 9-hole. Walter Johnson and the 24 Senators. They just celebrated the 100th anniversary of that World Series win. All about Big Train, Adirondack Gus says. Pitch to Browning. Ground ball to third. Hamilton has it in front of the dirt, actually, and Browning is out on the long throw. 1 away for Barry Larkin. Larkin 1 for 3. He has singled, stolen a base, and scored. That is right to Marshall and right, and there's 2 out. The Reds would like an insurance run here. Sabo is 0 for 3. Waves the bat back and forth. Orozco from the wind. Into left center field. Shelby going back, way back, and that's the insurance run. How about that? So Sabo hits his 8th, and the Reds go up 4-2. If that's the winning run, they'll remember that for a long time here in Cincinnati. That was an upper deck shot. And those seats on this night are full. So here's Daniels. He'll stay in the game. He's 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Yes, I said insurance. And Dave Gardner says you can save 10% by switching to Geico. The first old-timer set, Scotty says, released by Strat back in the 60s was 22 Giants, 24 Senators, 27 Yankees, 31 A's, 54 Cards, or 34 Cards, and 35 Cubs. Yep, those would be fun. When you get to the playoffs, do you play each game? Yes. We only skipped in 2001 because there was just too many playoffs. So, the National League Championship Series, and it's looking increasingly like it'll be Cincinnati and New York. Home team will be who I manage all the way through. In the American League, because there's a chance that the Red Sox win that division, I would do the Red Sox all the way through, but normally it's home teams. Pitch to Daniels is a ground ball over the mound. Sharpison has it, throws to Hatcher, and Daniels is retired. And after 7, that was big. Again, That was a Prudential-sized home run. 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. And we go to the 8th here. Tom Browning cruising, throwing a 2-hitter. Reds 4, Dodgers 2. Forever Remain 90 just had his first inside of the park home run. Inside the park homer with Willie Wilson using replay baseball. Your king of the hill. Wilson has speed. That was the year he had 700 at-bats but didn't hit 300. Jeff Hamilton's 0 for 2. Browning starts the inning. Fly ball left field. Daniels comes in, 1 out. Now Browning not coming close to needing to bat here in the bottom of the 8th. But John Franco looms in the pen. Rick Dempsey homered in the 2nd, his 5th. He's 1 for 2. Browning's pitch. Fly ball left field by the Pens. Daniels, 2 out. Well, it may not be a perfect game for Tom Browning, but he's 1 out, 4 outs away from a 2-hitter. Steve Sachs is 0 for 2. Browning winds and deals. That's a base hit, so the Dodgers will pinch hit now. Only the 3rd hit, and so who does L.A. bring in for Orozco as the tying run? It'll be Mike Davis. Davis as a pinch hitter at 216 with 4 RBI. He really can't tie this game. He had 2 homers in 281 real at-bats. On a replay, 218, 3 triples, a homer, and 21 RBI. Oh, so what was it? 705 at-bats and a 326 average. I remember when I got my first copy of the baseball encyclopedia, or the Encyclopedia Baseball, that there was something that, well, it wasn't 200 hits, was it? Something that he did had never been done before. Pitch to Davis. Struck him out. So Browning's going to get a chance to finish this. How about that? After 7.5, the Dodgers get a hit, and that's it. They've left on their first base runner. It's 4-2 Reds. So Jay Howell is in to keep it a 2-run game. He's 33 years old. He's making his 48th appearance. He's what the Dodgers want right now. He's 3-3 with 7 saves and an earned run average of 183. He last pitched on the 13th in a 7-5 loss to the Braves. And they're going to rue those losses, man. 1 inning, 20 pitches, and 2 strikeouts. Wasn't Howell's fault. 54 innings, 38 hits, 12 runs, 11 earned. He's allowed 3 homers, but none since July 31st. He has walked 13 and struck out 49. Davis, who was 1 for 2. O'Neill and Asaski here in the 8th for Cincinnati. Eric has singled, walked, driven in a run, scored, and stole a base. Howell starts his effort. Struck him out. A full count fastball, 1 out. Got him looking. 65 now here in Cincinnati. And those flags at the top of the stadium are blowing in from right at 10. Paul O'Neill is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Howell's pitch. Ground ball to Sharpison over to Hatcher. And there are 2 outs. For Nick Asaski, 2 for 3. Has singled twice, driven in a run, and scored. Sharpison, maybe, although he is a 300 hitter. Hatcher and Gibson in the 9th for L.A. Asaski strikes out. Howell does his job. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 9th. The Dodgers need 2 to tie and 3 to go ahead. So Sharpison cannot hit a home run. He's hitting .308 overall, a double, and 5 RBI. Browning will start the inning, and he will get a base runner. To third, Sabo, over to Asaski, 1 out. So as Mickey Hatcher steps up, the Dodgers are on the cusp of winning the season series. This is game 16 between these two teams. The Dodgers just need one to win it. And if they do, if the season ends up tied, and that's a pretty tall order right now, any 163rd game would be in L.A. The Dodgers, even if the Reds sweep this weekend and then the Dodgers furiously fight back, they've outscored the Reds 60-42, and that would be the next tiebreaker. Hatcher is 0 for 3. Up the middle, Oster with a diving stop. Over to Asaski, 2 out. So Riverfront rises as 1 as Tom Browning faces Kirk Gibson. And Gibby can give this one a ride. Heavy advantage here for Gibby to take his 27th out of the park. But it's a 2-run game. A home run doesn't hurt him. Gibby takes a moment. Browning does some gardening on the mound. Tom takes a deep breath. Gibson grits his teeth. Here's the pitch. Last chance saloon. Ground ball past Asaski for a base hit. And so while Marshall is now the tying run, we're going to leave him in. We're going to leave him in with 2 out. Marshall's 0 for 3 with a K. Again, Gibson and Dempsey, they have 3 of the 4 hits. So 2 out. Again, everybody up. Last chance saloon. Marshall squints as Browning gets ready. From the stretch. Fly ball left field. Back goes Daniels, and the Reds win the ball game. The lead is now 5.5. And Tom Browning is a 19-game winner. So 2 hours and 44 fake minutes. The Reds moved to 87-59. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and they left on 5. The Dodgers, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and they fall to 81-64. Tom Browning is your MVP. He goes the distance. A 4-hitter, the 2 homers, Gibson and Dempsey. He walked 1 and struck out 5, and he was all that in a bag of chips. Belcher, not necessarily terrible, but again, losses the Dodgers can't afford. 6 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. No homers, he walked 2 and struck out 5. Orozco gave up the homer to Sabo, and then Howell did yeoman's work, striking out 2 in the 8th. So at the moment, the magic number is 11. The rest of this Friday, the Phillies beat the Pirates 6-3. Borojas gets his first win. Smiley takes a loss. He's 13. What? Oops. Nope. Bzz, bzz. This was not supposed to be a doubleheader. Bzz, 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 bzz. It was not supposed to be a doubleheader. We'll have enough of those coming up. Ugh. The Yankees beat the Red Sox 6-1. Al Leiter goes to 5-3. Wes Gardner 9-6. Mike Pagliarulo hits a 16th, 1 for 4, and drives in 2. We told you the Mets clinched a tie in the National League East. They beat Montreal 9-4. The Cardinals beat the Cubs 4-3. Detroit beats Baltimore 3-1. Jack Morris pitches to the score, 14-15. Jeff Ballard falls to 6-14. Mike Henneman gets the save. Astros beat the Giants 4-3. Dave Smith falls to 4-6, or goes to 4-6. Hammaker falls to 8-5. Glenn Davis or one of the Davises, 3 for 4. The Glenn or Chili, 2 home runs. He's now at 28 and drove in 2. Minnesota falls again, this time to Chicago, 3-2. By the way, that's Glenn Davis. I'm looking up. He had 2 home runs, and Rafael Ramirez has a 15-game hitting streak for Houston. Hillegas goes to 2-0 for the White Sox. Blyleven falls to 12-12. Thigpen picks up his 27th save. The Angels walk 10 Texas Rangers, and that's just going to lose you every time. 8-1 Rangers. Paul Kilgus 10-12. Kurt Fraser 9-13. Cecil Espy 2 for 4 with a steal. Seattle in 11 beats Milwaukee 5-3. Michael Jackson 4-6. Paul Marabella 1-2. Jeff Brantley 3 for 6. Hits the 16th and drives in 2. Kansas City might have put the final nail in Oakland's coffin. They beat him 3-2-10. Mark Gubaza, a 20-game winner. Greg Cadaret 3-1. Jose Canseco 3 for 4 with 2 steals. So the standings are this: Cincinnati by 5.5 over the Dodgers. The Mets' next win or the Cardinals' next loss gives the Mets the division. In the West, Kansas City up 2 on Minnesota. The Royals have the best record in baseball. They are 90-57. The Red Sox by a half a game over Toronto, 4 over Detroit. Tomorrow, Red Sox Yankees. Let's take the Reds and the Dodgers off the board. We will have the finale of the Kansas City-Oakland series, Brett Saberhagen versus Kurt Young. So tomorrow is the Red Sox and the Yankees from Boston. Monday will be Oakland and Kansas City from Oakland. Let's see what we got here. Wednesday will be Minnesota in Oakland. And next Thursday will be Boston and Toronto. So that's what we got for you. Hope you're all well. Thank you so much for watching Dodgers at 4 years. Yeah, you're not winning much. All right. So that'll do it for us. We'll talk to you tomorrow for more Pennant Fever baseball. Red Sox Yankees from Fenway. Have yourselves a great day, everybody. So long.